Good day, everyone. Hope you're doing well. This is a very special day, as you know, and thank you for watching our YouTube channel. My name is Tony Ibrahim. I'm the founder of 111 Group, and the 111 Group stands for Legal, Immigration, and Technology. This type of very unique combination leads us to do very good content in our episodes. And this is our second episode with the one and only that he came all the way from United Kingdom to tell us more about how to file professionally your British visit visa. So allow me to say very special welcome to our one and only dear Garth. Thank you for being with us today.
Thanks, Tony. Lovely to be back here with you again. We talk a lot over the phone, and we actually decided that this would be a very good topic for a podcast.
I totally agree, and I really wanted to thank you because I know that you're healthy-wise is not that much, and not in the 100%. And you agreed even also during that challenge, let's say, to be with us today. So I really thank you for being with us today. So today, as we discussed offline, we need to talk about the professional and unprofessional submission of a visit visa. And this is like, it's ocean compared to the information that we need to share it with our audience.
Absolutely. And the timing of this is very interesting because we had a mutual case that we worked on, and we had a result yesterday, which was successful. And she's actually a good case in point that we can discuss some of these factors.
Absolutely. And then this is what we need to discuss it, and even also to publish today about like two of major cases that we've had together, and then it was a success. And I don't have any case that, thankfully, thanks to you, of course, that it was not success in the British visit visa. So let's talk about the first case, and let me tell the audience about it. Before, you want to say something?
No, absolutely.
Okay.
You start.
Cool. Okay, cool. So we've had a case that, due to the social media, of course, she saw one of our videos. She is interested, or she was interested, to apply for second citizenship. Of course, when we did the assessment first, we had one issue, which is she had not only a
big issue.
It is a big issue, and now the people who they are listening, they will know more about it. So she had a UK visa refusal, but not only a UK visa refusal, a ban for 10 years.
Exactly.
And then when it comes from academic person, let's say with this simple mistakes, then I was a little bit shocked. And then this is what I said: it is beyond my ability to help. It has to go to professional a lawyer in UK to talk about it. I would love to hear from you the first assessment that it comes from you, and then all the way we got it success.
Yeah, I mean, it never ceases to shock me that intelligent people can make very stupid decisions. So if you're looking at it broadly, people think applying for a visit visa to the UK is a simple process.
True.
And that's either a perception of naivety, but it is not reality.
True.
Applying for anything for the UK takes time and planning. Even people who've had a visit visa successfully for 10 years and maybe got a 5-year visa at the end of it, or then a 10-year visa, and they've been multiple times, the visa finishes, and then after 10 years they reapply again, and it's refused, and they're shocked, and they come to me, but Garth, I've been for 10 years, I've been multiple times. They don't understand each time you apply, the slate is clean. Precedent counts for nothing. But if you're applying for the first time, people think they can apply by themselves. I don't understand why you think you can do that, because the law is not easy, and unless you're a lawyer, you don't know what the law is.
That is true. So just to make it a clarity, you have the right to apply by yourself.
Of course.
And anything in the document is liable towards you. It is your responsibility. However, if you're lacking of any professional experience towards this, let's say submitting the visit visa, it may backfire and it may be rejected. And this will be like a very big issue to fix it. We feel now fixing it is way big issue, let's say, compared to applying by ourselves, let's say, as a professional lawyers to handle the first application.
Absolutely. And people ask a very maybe naive question. They go, what is a visitor checklist? And you go, how long is a piece of string? Because the British government have guidelines on the website.
But not
guidelines are not law.
Not
guidelines are just information that they can interpret as they want. So there is no defined checklist. So when I have a client, I have my consultation, and the checklist that we then prepare is bespoke for that client because I know what the consulate will want for that particular client. So for clients who do the application themselves, good luck. Obviously, we have clients who get refused who've done it themselves.
Yes.
The worst scenario is, and we will bounce it back to talk about this poor lady who pay good money and put their trust in people who allegedly can do things.
That's absolutely.
But sorry, Tony, the other question that they will always ask me is, can you guarantee it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I go, I'm a lawyer, not a magician. How can I guarantee a decision that has been made by the consulate? And they go, but the agent can. And I go, but you're an intelligent businessman. How can he guarantee something that the consulate will do?
That's 100%. I totally agree with you. So let's, without any further ado, let's tell our audience about the case, and then I would love to hear from you how we solved it, and actually not how you solved it, this case. So an academic person applied to a British visit visa first by themselves. And then the visa or the documentation was not in a proper way, so it got rejected. So after that, they applied or they asked for somebody, assistant, which is they guarantee it as well, 100% that they will get it as they are magicians. But with a very simple question. And by the way, this is not, I'm not talking only about this part. I'm not talking about only this story.
Yeah.
But the other stories about the very small question that it can make the person
major
paying.
life-changing decision.
Exactly.
Yeah?
So have you ever been refused? Have you ever applied in a British visit visa and then you got refused? So this gentleman who applied or who supported or who processed the application did not even bother to talk to the person who applied, whether they had or they did not have a visa refusal before. So he just simply said no in the application. And then that academic person, and why I'm saying academic, because holding a degree in PhD and doctorate in law, as example, or in engineering and something like that, we expect to have some good standard, let's say, to process, especially because this is related to the person. And then with this simple question, with that gentleman, and then when they applied, the visa not only got rejected, the person get banned for 10 years because lying in the application.
Yes.
So no matter what, not hiding, that proving that I'm not the one applied or fill up the application. Someone else could be my son, could be, I don't know, any small scammer, if you can call it.
Exactly.
So with this, it did not affect that person. It affected the person who applied and get banned for 10 years.
Exactly. But it's like, historically, I have owners of big businesses and they're too busy to do this. And they don't think it's important that they get their HR to do it. And I've had the same story where they have been banned for 10 years. And you are right. There is no excuse in the law for the errors that someone has done on your behalf. It is your application and your name.
No matter what.
No matter what.
The moment that you sign it.
You have to take responsibility. You signed off on what goes in.
Sure.
Either if it's your laziness or stupidity or your faith that you have put your good money on someone who's going to represent you well, ultimately it all comes back. You are banned for 10 years, the agent has lost nothing. He's going to keep his money and wave goodbye to you. You are the one who not only will be banned from UK for 10 years, but that decision could and can impact onto visa applications for other European countries when they centralize information and all of that.
That is true. Not only that, even also like it will impact their application in case if they are interested to apply for second passports as well. So how did we fix this? How Gareth fixed it?
Well, we're going to one extreme now because once you have a ban for 10 years, it is pretty much set in stone.
Yes.
It is really, you cannot challenge it. And we're very honest with clients once we actually know the actual case. And if the clients are serious about using us to do it, we will be very honest and say, look, we can give 25% chance that maybe we will get this.
25.
But often the law is the law. 10 years is 10 years. But luckily for this lady, we did well. Yeah. But don't forget that it's not, policy is there, but you are presenting a case to a particular immigration caseworker. And they have the power. And if the gods are shining on you and they see the legal arguments that we have presented, and they saved this woman a lot, huh?
Of course, her life has completely changed. But, I always try to take more information. And this is for the audience of 111 Group.
Yeah.
What was the strength in this application? Which strength that you based your argument?
Well, she obviously had put her faith on this in this agent. Luckily, and this comes up a lot, I will go to the person and say, "You're in this mess because of this agent. Is this agent still there? And are they going to accept guilt that they were the one who did this? So you're the one who signed it off, but will the agent help you by confirming that it was their error?" And that is a big, big thing in all of this. Ultimately, in the round, if someone's been banned for 10 years and they've already done several years off the ban anyway, and they've come to me because they didn't come to me after year one, but they've come to me after 4 or 5 years, I've gone, "You've been penalised for 4 or 5 years already." You know what I mean? I'm going to use that to help us because you're of no risk to the UK. Why penalise someone for a tick box error? You know? How has this decision to not let you enter the UK affected your life, your family's life, and your career? And those are the things we try to put a human aspect to the legal representations we make.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. So with the luckily we got this. Not luckily, but we got this approved based on a lot of good elements that we based our argument with it. And it reminded me also about our second one of the second successful application. It was a pretty different than this first application. Who we had also another gentleman who was interested to apply for a second citizenship, and now he's having his second citizenship, and even also now he's enjoying his freedom of travel. He applied as okay. Let me try to see if this will happen. So he applied with his son. To UK visit visa. He did not ask for any help. He did not have any experience how to file a visit visa application, what type of documents I need to provide, what type of information I have to provide. And then he got refused. The moment that he came to me, he said that, okay, I need to apply for second citizenship. Then I said, after the assessment, of course, we had an issue with the UK visit visa refusal.
Yeah.
So of course we approach you to do it.
Yeah.
The thing is, the unique part about it, which is I really like compared to any other, let's say, professional lawyers. When we applied for him and we provided the document for the first, and we submitted the application to the embassy, the application was refused.
Yes.
And I do remember very well
we were not
your dear colleague Natalia, which is I wanted to say hi to her, that she said, I will stand up and reapply again, and then will be my case. I will win it no matter what. Yeah. And then of course they applied together, the father and the son, and they got it. They were so happy, and based on that, after getting it, we were able to apply for their second citizenship.
Yeah, I mean, people have lots of misperceptions. They think, oh, I'm Syrian, I can't apply. I've been refused 5 times. I said, rubbish. British immigration, they are not friends to anybody. They don't differentiate. They are not there to guess. They are not there to fill in the gaps. Unless you present the strongest possible case, they are there to administer to the law and to refuse you.
I totally agree.
They are not going to pick up the phone and go, you have missed out this, or what about this? It is your responsibility to present your case. You are going to a bank to get a bank loan. You don't go in half prepared. You go in with your business loan arguments already. Otherwise, you will not get the loan. It's the same applying for the consulate.
I totally agree with you. This is not like other countries where you apply for their visit visa.
Hence, there's no tick box.
Exactly.
It's personal.
Exactly. Yeah. And the other countries, not all of them, of course, some of the other countries, it seems that they have like a common order or common decision, let's say, to refuse the applications based on the nationalities, no matter how strong your application. But in UK, I haven't seen this, to be honest. It is documentation matter.
Absolutely. And for instance, if we're just talking about Syrians, for instance, one of the standard grounds of refusing Syrians who would apply themselves or agents who didn't really know what they're doing, one of the grounds of refusal would be, you are Syrian, you have lived in Dubai for 20 years, you have a golden visa, you have visa for another 5 years, but there is no guarantee it will be extended.
True.
And they would use that as a reason why you would not be returning to you from the UK and you're at risk of absconding or claiming asylum in the UK, etc. Stuff like that I love because I can challenge that and fight that and win that, and we do it all the time. To be honest, if someone makes an application themselves and it's refused and they come to me, I prefer that because it's not stupidity, it's naivety. You understand? So the consulate will know they have made a bad application, but of course they don't know what they're doing. Okay? When they have used an agent who is supposed to do what they're doing, who's supposed to know what they're doing, this can actually affect the credibility of the candidate, because don't forget, the consulates are not stupid. They know who the dodgy agents are.
That's so true. That's so true. And this lead me to two important matters, which is I will discuss with you first, which is surprisingly I got some people who they said that, for example, if we say about like bank statement, your bank statement is not qualifying. There is a lot of, let's say, bad matters towards that. And then they say, oh, the other agents, they did not ask me even for bank statement. Yes. So how would, please, based on your experience about it?
So again, people have got to be very careful, because you and I both know that we've had stories of clients not even knowing that agents have like fabricated documents.
Oh, wow.
Fabricating bank statements, and when it comes back refused, and the client goes, what do you mean fabricating bank statements? I didn't send any bank statements. And, well, you did, because your agent put them in. And what is this? And it's a complete mess, you understand?
How like, I wanted to talk about it from the government perspective, from the immigration officer point of view. How can I trust a person who provided me a fabricated bank statement? How can I trust him again to apply? How can I make sure that he is a genuine person?
Exactly. I mean, if we take a step back, what are the consulate there to do? They're there to assess why a person wants to come to UK. Is the intention and purpose of travel legitimate and it complies with the law? And two, is there a legitimate expectation that they will return back and they have a reason to return back to Dubai? So you have to put all the pieces of the jigsaw together to make sure the consulate are fully happy with everything that you're presenting.
That's very important.
But one thing is very important, Tony. There is a huge difference between people who are employed and people who are self-employed.
I feel people who they are self-employed that more at risk, if we can call it.
They're hugely, because people who come...
Don't be self-employed.
People come to me and they're self-employed and they go, I'm a big guy or a big lady and I have my own company and my company is worth 10 million.
Some of the banks, they don't even give you credit cards because you are self-employed.
you understand? So my point is, from a consulate point of view...
Or loans, by the way.
Your company could be worth £10 million, but you are not drawing salary down from the company. You're just taking money when you need it. So the consulate will go, you own the company, but the company own the money. It's the company's money, not your money.
Absolutely.
Even this is the legal distinction.
Absolutely. And even also that I always tell my clients that no matter how the big number of the bank statement in your company bank statement,
it's irrelevant.
It's not related to you.
Yes.
What it relates to the money that it is in your bank account.
Exactly.
And then no matter, even also if you're self-employed, you have to dedicate a salary every month towards your expenses, towards your matter, because they will ask you what is your salary, whether you are self-employed or even also your employee. Anyway, your employee will know by the letter from the employment letter.
Absolutely. And unfortunately, a lot of like small tier business owners, they don't differentiate the money flowing in and out of their business account and their business account and their personal account.
They use their personal account for company
and for
trades.
the British consulate, they will just go, we cannot make head nor tail of your finances, refused.
I agree.
So for people who come to us, often maybe we are planning for 6 months to put structures in place, and in 6 months' time, And we have to, and they go, why am I doing all this? Because this is the way to do the law properly to get the result that you want.
That's great.
There is no quick fix.
Gareth, there is something that a lot of people, they don't know about it. And we were discussing it before, offline, before
Yes.
starting the episode, which is fighting. Not fighting, but, you know, like, I don't want to say the word. I want to say that how can I say, or how can I tell the officer that decided to refuse my case in case if he made wrong or mistake, which is we are humans, which is normal. We can make mistakes. How can I tell the officer that, can you reconsider it because I believe that you've done a mistake?
Okay, so I'll give you can I give you an example?
That's what we want to.
I have an example that came to me from another agency, very reputable agency such as yourself. And this person is, let me see, I think he's Pakistani. Okay, and he's a single guy, very good job, and all his family are actually in Abu Dhabi. So he's here in Abu Dhabi, whatever. And I knew that because he's single, that potentially he's at risk.
Yes.
Why is he
Not
coming
to come
the UK?
back.
That he's not to come back. So we deliberately had put in everything to show that his family circle not only were based in Abu Dhabi, but they all lived in accommodation together. They were all, linked together. Everyone was employed, history, passports, everything to show that everyone was working as well. You understand? The application was refused for one reason. You have not demonstrated you have any family to come back to in Pakistan, in Abu Dhabi.
Okay.
So it is clear that they have not read our 10 pages of legal submissions. What people don't understand is when we make an application, the application goes under our legal submissions.
Yes.
So the consulates see our name, Garth Coates Solicitors, our legal representations, and then the file and the person's name. So the consulate have known me for 20 years or more. They know we will only take a case if we think it has got merits, because we have a reputation to keep.
And yourself, you were working in the immigration,
I was
right?
working
For
in the
30
immigration
years?
department. Exactly.
Okay.
So I will only take a case on if I think it's merits. It's got merits, and I want to uphold my reputation with the
Because
consulate.
exactly, we care about our reputation, and we turn down some applications.
Absolutely. And we turn away cases because we do not think we can give added value for the case that's there. So for this particular case, it is clear that the immigration officer was negligent. They did not look at the legal submissions, because this aspect that I knew that they would pick up on, we had covered. So what to do? I am not happy. Client is not happy. So what we're going to do is called pre-action protocol.
Which is?
So pre-action protocol, or we call it PAP, is basically to put the scare factor into the government. So we are saying, we made a good case, you made a refusal, the grounds of the refusal were not right in our opinion. We are going to pre-action protocol for you to have another look at this. And if you come up with the same decision, it leaves us with a right to take this to court to challenge you.
Okay, challenging up to the court.
Yes.
Okay.
So often, it doesn't get to the court, but often the pre-action protocol, they will reconsider favorably for our clients.
And reopen the file at least and check it again.
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely.
Oh, that's a great. And I believe that he got his UK visa.
Yes.
Oh, that's a great. That's
Yes.
a great. It lead me also to one of the points that recently we've had a few calls due to some let's say decisions were made in one of the Caribbean islands to revoke some citizenships based on some grounds that related to United Kingdom.
Yes.
Based on their, let's say, hiding information that those gentlemen or the people who they got affected.
Yes.
So we have advised them to of course approach you, because at the end of the day this is related. They have to. There is a matter that it has to be fixed first.
Yes.
Before seeing what we can do in that country. So what did you advise them? The first advice that you got for those people who they approach you so far.
Well, often you have people who've got a refusal or several refusals that are historic from many years ago. they don't have the refusals. They can't remember exactly the information.
What was the reason?
So in other words, if we make a new application, we are going into, let's say, going into battle with one hand tied behind your back. You don't know the full facts. So what we need to do is there's a mechanism where we can apply to the British government to get their internal immigration record.
Internal immigration record.
Yes.
Well, that's very important.
Very important because we'll outline not just the refusals, but any internal notes that have been made against that person's name.
So any person who applied previously to UK visit visa, for example,
Yes.
and regardless if he got refused, rejected, approved, no matter what, he can get, let's say, his history.
His history
Internal history.
Yes,
right?
exactly. There is a mechanism for us to get it.
Well, I know this though, but I wanted to make it excitement.
Yeah. No, it's very important because then with that, you can then apply.
You know what is the reason exactly?
Exactly, and you can prepare a new case strongly and appropriate. Because any weaknesses that were there historically, you can address those before you go forward. Because, for instance, often with someone who has allegedly bad immigration history, it may be not so bad, but when we are making a new case, we actually go back before we go forward. And we tell the consulate, we know, and you know on your records, that this person was refused 5 times. Just to put the record straight, we are confident that those 5 decisions were wrong. But that is in the past. Okay. But you were wrong. Now let's concentrate on the merits going forward.
Let's look for the future.
You understand?
But that's internal, let's say, history. I would like to highlight it a little bit more for the people who they're maybe applying for the first time. Now, so the officer gets the application, right? And then before doing the decision whether approving or rejecting the application, he has his own personal internal notes, right, in the application?
Well, I don't think they've got their own internal notes, but they're trained on how to assess applications. Yeah.
Okay. So this internal, let's say, notes based on the application, how they get it, how the person, let's say the immigration officer, is he writing it? Is he having some history in the application before getting the decision? So I wanted to know what type of internal, let's say, history that it could be for that application. Is it the same rejection letter or something even beyond that?
So explain, give me an example.
Okay, so let's assume that 10 years ago I applied and then I got rejected.
Yes, okay.
And then I don't have a copy of the rejection.
Yeah.
I came to Garth, I told him, I don't know what was the reason of rejection. So I went, to get the internal notes or internal, let's say, history. Yeah. So is it only it gets only the rejection letter or the others?
No, they will know the internal notes of the previous case.
Exactly. That's what I want to know.
But whatever they have access to, we will have access to because it's the same internal file.
Okay.
So in other words, it's a level playing field.
That's amazing, which is fully transparent.
And for a lawyer acting in the best interests of their client, this is important.
That's the best important to do it.
Exactly.
Before ending this episode, I would love to ask you a final question. For anybody who's now watching our episode and interested to apply, it could be his first time, could be his second time, could be, I don't know, maybe he lost his faith to apply after several rejections.
That's a good way of putting it. And that's, you've actually answered my question, answered what I was going to say, or proposed what I was going to say, is that I was going to say, do not lose faith. Speak to a lawyer, a good lawyer. And the point is, if you have a consultation with a lawyer and they're looking after your best interest, they will say, yes, you have merits to go ahead, or this is going to go not going to go forward.
Or fix your situation maybe.
Walk away from this and do not let any agent tell you that they can fix this because they will only make it 10 times worse.
I agree. I got another question in my mind, and allow me to say it, because this is sometimes I even also ask myself, how can I, as a client, not as a lawyer, how can I differentiate, let's say, fake promises and good promises?
Yeah, well,
in terms of visit visa, as example.
Sure. Well, one, if you're using a lawyer, you have to make sure that they are a lawyer, because there are people in Dubai who call themselves UK lawyers who are not UK lawyers, are not properly registered. Any UK lawyer can show they're properly registered. If they're a lawyer, like you are, Tony, you adhere to ethics. And the ethics are that you put your client's best interests forward. And behind that, it's my reputation. So it comes together. If I can help the client and it will uphold
Maintain
my reputation,
exactly.
I will make the case.
Exactly. Gareth, I can't thank you enough for the insightful and amazing information that I even also personally get to know. And I hope also all our amazing audience in this YouTube channel and even also all social media accounts that they are, at least they have some good information to stay with and to know what is good, what is bad for them, and to differentiate what is the fake promises and good promises, and to look for the good reputation person to help them to get what they want. Because at the end of the day, it's not only related to financials, it's related to a future and related to the person history as well.
Absolutely. And just as a small example, we had someone who had made several mistakes and had refusals, and then they were a big problem because their daughter was going to university. And they needed to take their daughter to get them settled in university. And they couldn't because they're banned. Mm-hmm. So these are affecting decisions for the future.
I totally agree. Gareth, thank you. When we will see you in London?
I look forward to seeing you soon in London. Hopefully the next podcast together will be in my office, Tony, yeah?
Sure, absolutely.
My pleasure to host you.
That's a pleasure is mine. Thank you so much, Gareth.
Thank you, Tony.
Thank you, everyone, for watching us, and stay more tuned with our channel.